Hey guys, so this is our fifth episode, and we're gonna talk a little bit about our personality based on the 16 personality test. According to the test, it says that I am an INFJ turbulent, which means that I'm an advocate. Now, an advocate basically is very rare, making up less than 1% of the population. Oh, hell yeah. But they nonetheless leave their mark on the world, and they have an inborn sense of idealism and morality. What sets them apart is that they are not idle dreamers. So I kind of know that you guys are mediators, right? And what are the characteristics of mediators in a way?
Well, according to them, we're a little bit less rare than the advocate type.
4%, right?
Yeah, it is.
Still a lot. There's 1% going on.
I can tell that one of the personality of advocate is to be very competitive.
No, I'm not.
In denial.
Let me see. Okay, strength and weaknesses. No, anyway, yeah, go on.
But I think our personalities fall on the same line of how we are very idealistic and we look for the good in everything that we see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also very passionate about fighting for a cause.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much similar to advocate as well. I think the only kind of difference between us is that advocates often would fight for an idea.
Yeah, I would say advocate is more upfront.
Okay.
Yeah, and maybe a little bit more realistic than we are.
Okay. Yeah.
Why don't we just dive into like our strengths and weaknesses to
Okay.
see how accurate this test actually is?
Yeah. So just start with the advocate's strengths, okay? Creative. Not sure. Insightful. I think this one actually really relates to me because it says that I see through dishonesty and disingenuous motives. I think I base a lot of my intuition on looking at people, and I know whether you actually not bullshitting me when you talk about your stories. Inspiring and convincing. I think I relate more to the inspiring, but maybe Ling doesn't really think that way. Fucking hell. Decisive. This one I'm not sure.
That is very debatable though.
Yeah, like I think like sometimes I can be decisive if I know the shit that I'm talking about, but sometimes I just let people to kind of pour in their knowledge.
Isn't that the opposite of decisive?
Okay, so let's move on. Determined and passionate. I think this one is really me. Yeah, I think I'm quite passionate when it comes to debates, if I want to, I guess.
And breaking girls' hearts.
Breaking news from 1997.
How passionate are you?
When I'm like, I have cords all over my belly. Fucking hell. Altruistic. These strengths are used for good. Now, I didn't even know this word. So when I look at it, somehow it is the most relatable characteristic that it says about me. Basically, advocate will not engage in any action or promote beliefs just to benefit themselves. Yeah, sure. I think like when I talk to my friends or just anyone, I think I would want to have like, okay, so what does it benefit the conversation? What does it benefit you or me? You know, if you have any problems, then I want it to be just to benefit you in a conversation in a way. But the weaknesses, I think I relate to most to all of them basically. I'm sensitive. Yeah, I'm quite sensitive sometimes.
No,
Is
most of the
that a
time.
weakness though?
That's an interesting question. I think like sometimes it can be a weakness if I'm too sensitive just because, you know.
Not necessarily a weakness though. That can ties in with your whole like understanding side. So
Yeah.
in some situation it might be a benefit. But yeah, what is your next weakness?
Extremely private.
Are you though?
Again, I think like for the sensitive and the extremely private, it is just sometimes, you know, sometimes I just want to be alone and just shut down everything and just want to do my own shit in my house, whatever. And like for sensitive as well, like sometimes it's a good thing to be sensitive because you can have like empathy to a lot of people, but sometimes you're just being sensitive just because, and sometimes it can be an irritation to people who doesn't really know like what am I sensitive about. Do you guys things like that as well? Or?
Yeah. I have seen situation when you're kind of being sensitive and then people not really understand it.
What do you mean?
Huh? Do I really need to give an example?
We all know that.
Yeah, I think we
Yeah.
all know that.
Yeah.
When you just suddenly shut out from the conversation out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and people just kind of question,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I think like it's really noticeable if I'm being like on the downside of the mood, right?
Yeah.
Like I just don't want to talk to people, I just want to get out. So yeah. The third one is perfectionistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoa. I'm hurt. No, I think I kind of have that, right?
Yeah.
In what
Maybe
way?
like in terms of what I know, I want to do it as much as possible in order to make it perfect. Even like if we are trying to set up the mic, I think.
Yeah. I would give you that.
I give you that. God damn. Okay. Always need to have a cause. Now this one, yeah. Sometimes it can be the detriment to like the way I talk. Is that
Yeah.
I often just ask like, okay, so what do you mean by that? You know, I think it can put up a lot of people, I guess, because like they don't know if I'm being aggressive or I'm being just like asking. You know,
Yeah.
I think I have talked about this before with you guys.
I think that point is particularly true for you because in our previous episode, you kind of mentioned that you went into kind of a more depression stage because you didn't have a cause back then.
Yeah.
So you always need to have something to fight for.
Yeah, I need something fruitful out of like
Yeah.
things. And sometimes people kind of misunderstood me because they thought that I'm being genuinely like aggressive if they just ask me randomly. But like, no, it's just like the way that I want to know what you
I think
mean.
that's your face.
Resting bitch face or what? Not really.
More like angry uncle face.
Okay, sure. Don't know about that face though.
Good things we're not
Motley.
filming this.
Yeah. What do you mean? Anyway, can burn out easily. Now this one, I'm like,
Oh, yeah,
oh
that one.
shit, this legit. Yeah, I don't know. Like I need maintenance from time to time, and I think it goes along with like shutting down myself because sometimes I just don't want to talk to people. I just want to stay alone, do random shit. I don't do much. I just like drink tea and then maybe have a cigarette and then go to sleep. But I need that period of time in order for me to kind of rejuvenate myself a little bit.
Yeah.
It sounds like a fucking cocoon, but like,
No, I think that's the introvert part of you that
Yeah.
not many people see.
yeah, I'm a turbulent. That's why. Okay, so how about like mediators though?
Okay. So our strength is we are idealistic.
No.
What do you mean? Can you elaborate?
You're
Go
attacking
on, I'm
both of us
sorry.
right now.
Oh shit. I'm on the last line of defense now. Okay, anyway, go on.
Yeah, I think that's true. But in Mark third opinion, then I might not be. What do you mean?
What? Go see.
You're messing with the mediators. There are like 4% of us.
I want to sincere apologize to the mediators around the world. I'm sorry. Advocates shouldn't be this way. I know that.
But do you think we are idealistic?
Yeah, I kind of do. I mean, I can see it, not like more clearly, but I can totally see it with Thuong and like fragments and you know her own line of work, and you as well. You are more about life in general, right?
And food.
And food as well. Hell yeah. But yeah, Thuong is more about not work related, but hobby related kind of thing. For you, it's more like life in general.
Yeah. So our next strength is we always seek and value harmony. I guess that's true.
Yeah.
Harmony in terms of what?
I think we just don't pick fight, and we just kind of go with the flow. Make sure that everyone is heard.
It's hurt.
Is heard.
Oh,
Heard.
okay. Okay.
It's listened
So
to.
Yeah.
okay.
So
okay.
like we value everyone's opinions and
Yeah.
point of views.
Not sure about Ling though.
Oh.
Oh.
So the next one is that we're open-minded and flexible. I think that's pretty true.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you mean
What
by
do
that?
I don't know.
this turned
I think
into-
like I see more of like the flexibility in you guys than
Okay, in terms of
the open-minded. I'm not saying like you guys are not open-minded, but you know. Okay, interesting. Go on.
they also said that we're very creative.
Yeah, I think for Ling it's more about fashion. You know, in the way that she dresses, because like she has a cool sense of fashion.
Thanks.
Thuong is more about like her creative works at the moment that she have. But yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
And the next one is passionate and energetic.
Not really for too long.
How?
How do you think?
Why though?
No, you have like a subtle kind of like passionate, right? For Ling, I can totally see that she has like this energetic energy vibe in a way. For you, you are more subtle, you know. You go with the flow for sure, but like you're not going to be overly like jumping down and up.
I think we mentioned that before because I'm kind of calm in my exterior side.
Yeah, but maybe on your brain you are jumping.
Yeah, maybe.
Like Homer.
And we're also dedicated and hardworking. That is
Yeah.
true. I'll take that.
Okay.
I'll take that. No matter what
No,
Marc might
I'm
say.
sorry. No, it's true. It's true. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
do you want to tackle our weaknesses?
I'm kind of annoyed at the way they listed our weaknesses.
I mean, that's how you know you have weaknesses. When you're annoyed at people telling you that shit, you know?
No, because on the strength part, they mentioned that our strength is that we are idealistic, but then our weaknesses is that we're too idealistic.
No.
No, and I think I kind of get what they mean. Is that like sometimes it's good to kind of reality down your way of thinking, because sometimes if you have too much going on in your mind and you don't like do it, you feel like you are losing or something, right? I think that's also like one of the main causes that I had before, is that I dream about a world that I obviously couldn't reach it in a way, so that's why it just really made me like, you know, depressive in a way. So yeah, I kind of get what they are talking about,
Yeah.
you know.
They also say that we are too altruistic. Yeah.
Because it's just too many things. Okay, interesting.
That's why I'm annoyed because our strengths turn out to be our weaknesses in a way. But they also said we are impractical.
Impractical.
I think that goes with the too idealistic one.
Yeah.
Can you guys like give me an example that you guys feel like you sometimes being a little bit impractical?
I don't know. I think we might be a bit too dreamy and imaginative in some situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, until like reality kind of slapped us in the face and be like,
And you guys
nope.
just realize, right? Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
We dislike dealing with data.
That is very true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would take that.
And Vivo, like what's up with that, right? Yeah.
No, yeah.
I think advocate is the same. I mean, like I'm fine with doing it by force, but I'm not going to just deal
Like it.
with data, and like it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like mediator and advocate are kind of similar. It's just like maybe advocate, like you said, it's more on the ground than you guys. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. Another weakness is that we take things personally.
Defensive.
I'm not defensive.
Okay, so that proves my point already. Take things personally. Yeah, I think I can also relate to that. Like sometimes, if people just asking me like things that I know about, and they thought that I didn't really know it, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. We're also difficult to get to know.
I had that experience with you. Yeah,
Really?
kind of. I feel like you have like a. Okay, so it's just initial impression. Okay, like I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
like there is a barrier going on.
Yeah.
Then maybe I felt like, oh, okay, so yeah.
Yeah,
Cool,
I'm
cool.
very well aware of that. But
Yeah.
I don't know if I can or I want to fix that.
Yeah,
to be
I don't think it's not how
Yeah.
like you do things. It's just like a hidden thing going
Yeah.
on that people just felt like you don't want to engage in stories. I
Well,
guess.
think that would be a filter. You know, who should I hang out with? Who should I be friends with?
Yeah, but like for Ling, I think it's kind of different. I think like you have a facade that somehow you are energetic and friendly in a way. But like the more that I get to know you, I know that you have like these hidden layers. No, that is good. But like, I don't, you know.
So in a way, we're all difficult to get to know. Just
Yeah.
Yeah,
us.
kind of, I think. But like for Ling, initially, like she is not like you know, like she is friendly, you know. I think like you are easy to be friend with, but like to
Yeah.
be best friend is another thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that kind of the same with your whole like very private situation?
Yeah, again, mediator and advocate are not really like different. I think.
Yeah, we
I'm
fall
just
into
a
the same
bit
group.
grounded in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like we are all also like turbulent as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you think that was accurate?
Well, accurate.
Do you think
the
it's a,
strengths and weaknesses.
Yeah, I think like okay, sure, like for some of the strengths and even some of the weaknesses, sometimes I feel like I have it totally. But yeah, I still kind of like when I read it through, I still find it really relatable to myself. So in a way, sure, you can say it's accurate, I guess. But I think like it also leads to the discussion that I want to discuss with you guys. It's basically like, do you think that this type of like personality test is supposed to be accurate? Yeah, legit, or what do you guys think?
it's very questionable to me though, because you're basically segmenting the
Yeah.
8 billion people we have in the world into the 16 types
Yeah,
that is listed
and you
in
kind of
here.
have to be like that in a way because right now you have like a personality. Like for me, it's an advocate, like an old guy with a beard. I'm like I'm not like that, you know.
Well,
You kind of are.
I don't wear tunic, by the way. Fucking hell. Anyway, yeah, I think I also kind of agree with the questionable status of personality tests in general, because like even the Big Five, which is one of the world's most scientifically recognized at the moment, they also base a lot on questionnaires and like which object do you choose to kind of define who you are as an employer as well. So even though this one, I think it has been researched quite a lot more than the Myers-Briggs, which is the 16 personality test. Yeah, because like the 16 personality test is basically made by a mother and a daughter. Yeah, I think like the mother was a physician in the 19th century or something. So this one is more, yeah, like the segmentation to me, I felt like it is just grounded you into something. I think like it's more about like telling you to be someone rather than you yourself like discover who you are. I don't know. What do you guys think?
in a way, I feel like these things, they're written in a way that makes everyone feel related to it. I
Yeah.
mean, when you're reading your personality type, I feel like, oh, I feel like I'm a bit like that, you know?
Yeah.
So in a way, I think anyone can fit into the description that is written in the 16 personality test.
Yeah, I think like maybe like for mediator advocates we are same, right?
Yeah.
But maybe in the protagonists or like defenders, maybe they are the same as well. So yeah, there is like a similarity, like description going on.
Yeah.
So I think it kind of lacks objectivity in a way, and it's also one of the main criticism for most of the personality tests.
I think that they're just describing the most like mainstream personality traits that almost everybody has, and I think that at the end they kind of said that, do you feel like you were spied or that we know too much about you? That is because we scientifically researched this, blah blah blah. I just personally think that's a little bit manipulative. Like we're kind of forced into believing in that.
Yeah, I think like you are letting this kind of personality test to tell you about yourself, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
instead of you discover who you are, I
Yeah,
guess,
yeah.
because some people, I think like they use this personality test to kind of amplify the actions that they describe you. I think Tulan also kind of agrees with that, I guess.
Yeah, because I read about this thing called the self-fulfilling prophecy. When you read something like that and you relate to it, the more you read it, the more you act in that way. Hence, becoming that person that they're describing.
I think it's
So-
good to be like to feel special when they said like you made up of like 2% of the world or something.
Yeah.
One.
Well, yeah, less than
Special.
one, you know, less than one. I'm like Bill Gates now, but like no, it's just personality, not wealth, by the way. Yeah, I think it also goes aligned with like a theory that I knew before, which is the gratification theory. Basically, like you seek out a medium to kind of satisfy a particular needs that you have. Maybe a need to feel special, to feel like you are somehow like more different than people or more unique, I guess. I think like even gratification theory is mostly about media in general, but I don't think it cannot be related to a certain medium online. So yeah, that's why I think so as well.
I think people just like taking personality tests because they they want to know more about themselves without, all the digging inside them and finding out who they are. And this is way more simple. And they kind of just feel a need to belong to somewhere or some group.
Yeah. Maybe like for you guys, did you guys did this before?
The test?
Yeah.
Yeah. We took it I took it like a year ago.
Okay.
I think.
So did it change after 1 year or like? Because,
yeah, it did because I retook it before we record this episode and it actually changed a little bit. I didn't actually jump the types, but I see the statistic kind of change. I feel more, I prospect more or something like that. I didn't really read it carefully, but I did change. But in a way, I feel like it just depends on like that exact moment that you take it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I don't think it is that accurate, but I agree with Ling in a way that it's just easier to learn about ourselves this way than actually digging our feelings.
Yeah, I think like if you take this as just like a fun game and then you just like, oh, okay, that's cool. I relate to that. It's okay.
Yeah.
But you base your entire, personality on this and then try to do as much as it says. I think it's not good at all. I think discover your personality is one of the privileges of being human. You don't have that kind of right if you are an animal in a way. So yeah, just don't let this one kind of manipulate you into doing shit. Yeah.
That sounds a lot like horoscope to me.
Yeah, I think this goes along with every
weirdly
like
familiar,
test,
yeah.
boy tuan, whatever. I think it exists on pretty much every nations on earth. It's just like a different kind of like calculating. Even I think like even boy tuan is actually much more dangerous because you listen to wealth from
Listen to
Tay-boy.
some like blind guy. Is he even blind?
He's not blind. He's just wearing glasses.
But some
I
of
saw
them
like
are
one wear Ray-Ban. I'm like, that's not supposed to be Tay-boy, right? I'm like, what? But anyway, like you take statues or maybe like calligraphies from Tay-boy and then you just hang it around. Because like most of the time, I think in Vietnam, they use Tay-boy to accumulate wealth in a way.
Yeah.
So it's much more dangerous than doing like 16 personality tests. You just want to know yourself. But yeah.
Yeah, but that's a whole other topic in itself.
Yeah.
We can talk about that another time. But for personality test, I just think that is a rough guidelines to if you want to get started somewhere. But at the end of the day, you still have to dig within yourself to really see what the hell is going on.
And take it for fun.
Yeah.
That's the point. You don't take it seriously. It's not like I'm less than 1% and it mean like I have to be special in a way. Yeah.
But
because
you
like
do think you're special.
well, yeah, but like I discovered it before I did this test. You get what I mean? Like I knew what part that I'm special the most, but what part that I should not be in a way, like humility, I guess. So like when I did this one, I think like I did this for the first time with you guys because I knew about the site, but I didn't do it pretty much anyway because like, I didn't have time, I guess. So when I did this, I just did it randomly and somehow, it turns out to be advocate, which is sometimes, accurate, but I don't know.
I heard of another personality test called the Enneagram, and I think that one would be a little bit more accurate than the 16 personality because they divide it into 9 personality types. Basically, they arranged the personality types. So, for example, you're more like type 2 and you're less likely like type 9. So they don't really like define you into one specific type, and I think that leaves more door opens for you to
discover yourself in a way.
Yeah,
I think that's how like the Myers-Briggs, the 16 personalities kind of had its criticism on because like it tells you are exactly this kind of type rather than leaves like an open doors for you to discover. And that's why the Big Five is generally more accepted in the scientific community because like it just gives you like 5 really generalized chart in a way like the Enneagram. Yeah. So it doesn't tell you exactly who you are. It just like leaves you that, Yeah.
As you said before, the companies divide the employees into like department based on the big five personality test.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a little bit unfair for the employees, like if they want to branch out and try something new?
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm just saying, like, for the big five test, it's more generally, like, accepted, not like it is totally right. So, yeah, like, it has its own criticism as well, apparently, like, it's being used by corporate to kind of tell, like, which employee is lazy and which employee is not. I'm like, damn, that's a bit harsh. So it based a lot of its evaluation on questionnaires and also, like, which object do you choose as well, like I said before. So in a way, I think, yeah, sure, it's pretty unfair to judge employees just based on that, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, for example, like Big Five, they use self-descriptive sentence questionnaire. Like, what do you describe yourself in 5 sentences or something? You know, it's very elementary in a way, but somehow it's going to define the rest of your corporate life. Okay, self-report questionnaire.
Shit, identity crisis.
Well, yeah. The 10-item personality inventory. Basically, you choose like a certain type of like objects. Maybe a ball or something. Maybe a ball defines you as like athletic, I guess. I don't know, dude. Like, I'm not saying like Big Five is totally like on the right track. It's just like more generally accepted because it's more complex than Myers-Briggs. Myers-Briggs just tell you who you are and that's it. But anyway, I think doing personality tests is fun if you do it with family or friends, sure. But take it as just lightly, you know, take it as a fun thing that you do. Be related to it for sure. But I think like let it make you know more about yourself. Don't let it dictate who you are in a way, you know. Just discover yourself, you know, believe in yourself. You don't need a type to know, you know.
And listen to our podcast.
Yeah, listen to me. I'm an advocate.
Okay.
For
Okay,
example,
let's just
the
go on.
intro of this podcast. I think we took like half an hour for you to start.
Suck my wheels out! Có chó đi tắt rồi.